Hi everyone, thank you for watching this tech tutorial. Today we're going to be covering how to use Brainfuse HelpNow. So before we get started, let's take a look at what's going to be covered during this recorded video. So first we'll be discussing what exactly is Brainfuse HelpNow and what are some of the features that are available through that program, how to access it from the library website, connecting with the different experts that are available through the program, using the study resources, and also the collaboration tools. So if you've never used Brainfuse HelpNow, it's basically an online tutoring resource that offers homework help, study tools, and also test prep resources. The best part of the program is that you can actually connect with live tutors to get one-on-one feedback, whether that is getting some homework help or working on a specific skill that you're having trouble with. Just keep in mind that these tutors are only available from 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. every day Central Time. Also, it's free with your library card. All right, so let me go ahead and close out of this and we can walk through how you actually access the program. So I'm just opening up a different internet browser here, and I'm going to go to cedarhilllibrary.org. And that will take me to the library website. As I scroll through the page, I'm going to see a Brainfuse button right here. We put this here just to make it easier for you guys to access the program. And Brainfuse actually has two different components. We have the Help Now feature, which is for online tutoring, and then we have Job Now, which is more for career resources. So this is the Help Now one that we'll want to click on up at the top. So as I sign in here, you can see this is like the home page. There are some functions in here that you'll want to create an actual account with. The accounts are free, but if you're wanting to get that live tutoring or the writing lab, you'll want to be able to have your own account so you can keep all of that linked together. So what we're going to do here to set up an account is we're just going to go to login. All right, and so if you've never set up an account before, you're just going to click sign up here. It'll ask you to put in a username and password and then put in a password hint. So very simple. Otherwise, you can just sign in with your logins if you've already created an account. And now I have actually already done that, so I am going to sign in real quick here. All right, so now I'm on the home page, and I just wanted to kind of show some of the different options that are here. So you can see this is broken down by the expert help features, study tools, and then our collaborate features here as well. So first we're going to take a look at the expert help. The live tutoring, this is where you can connect with a tutor for homework help. These tutors are all those that have, they basically have all had 4-year college degrees, and they have a tutoring or teaching background. So these are going to be actual experts that can answer your questions and provide that help to you. So we'll just click on that. You're going to choose what grade level you're in. And let's say this is for science. And just click get live help. All right, and so there's going to be some different functions here. This is basically a whiteboard space that you can use to, you know, draw different things, write stuff out. Like if you have a math problem, you can, you know, use the text features or your pencil to kind of draw out what you're needing help with. There's also the chat function over here on the right. This is going to let you talk to your tutor. You can see this is what they've said so far. If you need to like attach maybe the assignment that you're working on or the questions that you need, you can use this paper clip icon to attach that here. You can write in some text here. Okay, and then there is a little translate button here if you need that tool. You can just correspond with your tutor here. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this since I don't actually need some tutoring help. But basically, you have this whole space here to just work with them and get your questions answered. All right, so we're back on the home page. So I'm going to show you also our writing lab option here. This is where you can get some feedback on any of the papers that you're working on. Basically, you just upload your document that you need help with. So you can choose it from your computer. So I can just choose, maybe a paper or a project that I'm working on here. I can add any comments here about what they should know as they're looking at the paper. So maybe if you have something like, that you need specific help on, the introduction, the conclusion, or maybe you need to work on how do I beef up some of the argument that you're making in your paper. So you can be specific here, and that will really help them as they're providing that feedback to you. Then you'll just click submit to upload your document. And then in the message center, that's going to be where you see the response. So they usually respond within a business day. So you'll be able to see that here in your inbox up at the top. So this is an easy way for you to just get some help. Writing papers can be really difficult sometimes. So it's always great to have someone else take a look at it for you, help you with editing, and even just giving you some feedback about some things you might need to work on. So really neat tool that's available here. The SkillSurfer is basically a library of different lessons that you can do. It's not meant to be comprehensive. These are really going to just be different lessons that are available here. So you can kind of just choose which grade level you're in and click on which subject or content area you're looking for. So let's say I'm doing grade 4 math and that I need some help with learning how to do different things with fractions. So I'll just click on here. And this is going to give me a lesson here that'll teach me more about fractions. You can see there's quite a bit over here as I navigate through. And then once I'm done, I can go back. If some of this is confusing, I can always send a question to the tutors or get live help in that little chat option we looked at earlier. All right, so let me go to some high school content as well, just so you can kind of see what that looks like. You can see there's quite a bit of stuff that you can click on here. So we'll just do some biology. You'll notice here that some of these are documents, and that's what those little icons look like. Some of these are going to be different. These are going to be links that will take you to something else. And then for some of the content, you'll even notice that there are actually some practice tests that are available too. So that can be really helpful, especially for these AP content. That can be a great way for you to practice. All right, let me go back to the home page. The send a question feature, we looked at this a little bit. This is if you have a specific question and you just need a response. You can choose which grade level content that's coming from in the subject. You can enter in the question or maybe attach the document that you have. So maybe it's from your assignment and then submit that. This is going to be, you're going to basically get that feedback within one business day again. In your message center. So there's also a language lab. So that's pretty neat. You can, if you're taking French or Spanish, you can work with a language tutor who can help you with any questions that you might have there, and just click get live help. There's also this vocabulary builder feature here, which has different quizzes and flashcards and things like that. To help you as you're learning a new language. So you can click start now here. It's going to take you to this word layer language learning section. You can choose which language you're trying to learn. So we'll just do Spanish. We can choose what level. Let's say I needed to practice my colors.
El plata.
And then it will, let you practice here.
El lila.
So this is really good if you're trying to, focus on your pronunciation or something like that. There's flashcards.
El verde.
There's multiple
El
choice
verde.
questions. And you can even take a test. All right, lastly, there's this featured service option here. So this one has things for chess tutoring and then also FAFSA help, which if you have ever tried to fill out a FAFSA application can be pretty confusing. So this is a great way to get some advice with that. The study resources here are in the middle. This is going to be the summer camp option. So summer slide or summer brain drain is a real thing. That's where many students lose some of the academic skills that they've learned during the school year, during the summer. So this can be a great way for them to practice some of those skills that they've learned. This is not going to be super comprehensive. It's not designed to be that way. It's really focusing on what are the key skills that they learned that year in that content area and really focusing and honing in on that. So for example, here, if I click on grade 4 for science, it's going to go focus on the main concepts that they've learned that year. And then they can click on any of these different links, and it's going to give you some details here. This is basically a lesson for them that they can go through. Sometimes there's videos and things like that that are a part of it as well. The Leap Learning platform is available here. This is going to be where there's some different practice tests that they can do. So for example, if they're planning on taking the ACT, there's some practice tests that they can try. They can begin a course there. That the GED content is in here as well. And then the SAT is as well. So I'm just going to go ahead. We'll just try looking at some of the ACT content here for reading. And you can see this is basically, what you would see normally when you're taking the ACT. So a good way for them to practice and see what skills that they probably need to work on before they take the actual test. There's also this flashbulb option here. This is where you can either create your own flashcards or use ones that are already created. So we can just click on an area that you're interested in, and then you can select what you want to learn, and then you can practice. So this is a good way to practice before a test. There are some different options here on ways that you can practice these skills. So whether you want to do a quiz or you want to do a crossword or something like that with different terms. All right, there's also this e-parachute button here. This lets you learn what type of careers or college majors fit with the different interests that you have. So if you've ever read the book, What Color is Your Parachute? This is kind of designed to be based off of that. So it asks you some different questions about, what work interests you, like what fields or skills you like doing, and then it will give you, based on that, some different career options or different majors that you might want to look and research further in that fit with what you answered. All right, so the last section in here is the collaborate tools. So there's two options here. The first one is Meet. That's where you're going to basically be able to schedule a session with your friends in a private study room within Brainfuse. So it's like a Brainfuse meeting, basically. So you can enter in this information, put in their email addresses, put what time it is. Then everyone's going to get an email notification that has the link that they can sign in at the same time and be able to do that study session together. There's also a Brainwave option. So this is actually a kind of interesting tool Basically what it does is you can create a brainwave or have a brainwave library. So this is something that students can do. This is going to be a parent thing, or it can be something maybe a teacher would want to do and share out. So you'll just click create a brainwave, and it gives you some directions here about how to do this, or some ways that you can use this tool to explore. So let's say you're trying to do something for school, like let's say you're working on a specific problem, or maybe like you're doing something in science like Punnett squares, and you want to show kind of this is how you do a Punnett square. You can use these different tools here to fill that out. So you can kind of play around. You can do this with math, science, whatever subject you need. So it'll record all of this, and then whenever you click stop, you'll have this brain wave here. You can share that if you needed to, and send it to someone else, or just save it to your own thing. All right, so that is the main features that are available here in HelpNow. I do want to draw your attention to this adult learners area. So this is not just for K through 12 or for college students. You can also use this as an adult. There's a lot of different options in here. So if you need to take a high school equivalency exam, you can take that here as well. So like the GED or the high set, depending on what you're interested in. The tutors are also available. So this can be a great tool for adults as well. All right, thank you for watching this recorded video. I hope that you learned a bit about the Brainfuse HelpNow program and are interested in trying it out. It can be a really helpful resource, and those online live tutors are really helpful, whether that's for homework help or just working on something when you're preparing for a test. I did want to share some helpful resources for you, which will also be on the YouTube channel on the video below. So you can always click on those links there. It's just basically a demo video that Brainfuse offers, as well as an FAQ. If you have any additional questions, the FAQ might be able to answer that. You can always contact the library if you're having some trouble with your account. Most likely it might be just something with your library card that we just need to double check. But if you like this video, be sure to click like, and then be sure to be on the lookout for any additional videos posted on our YouTube channel. We put videos all the time for story time or from some different programs. So be sure to check those out. Thanks again.